Alright, today we have a couple of pedals from TAE, Dennis Flanders. He's sending these around on the gear page for evaluation and testing, and so this is my shot at showing you what they can do. What we have here are a couple of pedals based off of some very well-known circuits. On the right, this is Dennis's custom OD that is based off of the Bluesbreaker Mark I pedal that's pretty well known. He's made several modifications to component values, and perhaps the biggest difference, just right off the bat if you're familiar with the Bluesbreaker pedals, is the addition of this knob. We have the usual level, drive, and tone knobs, but Dennis has added a presence knob here that I feel like makes a big difference. On the left, the green pedal here is Dennis's YATS pedal, yet another tube screamer. It's based on the TS808, again, some significant component modifications by Dennis to the circuit, but at its core it's still a tube screamer, as you'll be able to hear, and it has the usual tube screamer controls: level, drive, and tone. Both of these pedals are true bypass. That's one of the big changes to the YATS pedal. Instead of being a buffered bypass, it's true bypass. Here's my clean tone. I've got both of these pedals set with the volume levels at unity. I'm going to start them off at maximum gain, and then we'll go from there. So here's the custom overdrive based on the Bluesbreaker. This pedal a lot because it's really transparent. You hear a lot more with my Orange, where the sound is more affected, but it really retains the natural clarity of the amp a lot. Here's the tube screamer on maximum gain. Obviously, tube screamer is a little bit higher gain circuit. A lot of sustain. It's kind of got that classic tube screamer mid-hump. Not quite as pronounced as some that I've played in the past, but it's still very much a tube screamer. I'm going to flip back over here to the Bluesbreaker for a little while, let you hear how it handles rolling down the volume control a little bit. Again, this is maximum gain, so it's not a real high gain circuit, which if you're familiar with Bluesbreakers, you already know. Out of 10 pedal on, so it's fairly clean there. I'll show you the sweep on the tone knob now. As you can see, I've got it straight up, just like I had the tube screamer. This is all the way down. Take it all the way forward. bit on my bridge humbucker. So I'm going to roll the tone back to the middle here and let you hear how it reacts to the single coils a little bit. Presence control that Dennis has added here. As you can see, I've got it set at about 3 o'clock. I just found a nice setting that sounded good for me. But let me roll it down some. Still on that single coil pickup. Take it down farther. Back up to where I had it at the beginning. Take it all the way up. So I really like the way that it works. I like the way that it adds to the sound. Because of the way that Dennis set it with the blend, it doesn't get too ice picky or too shrill, which is real tasty. So I'm going to roll the gain on it down just a little bit. Again, it's not a super high gain pedal, so I like to keep it relatively high, just for my purposes. But that it adds a nice little layer of sparkle on top of the guitar's single coil pickup. So we'll flip back over to the tube screamer now, and as I already said, it's got its own flavor, but it's still very much a tube screamer at heart, as you can hear. Again, the gain is max, the tone is straight up 12 o'clock. Quite as well as the custom OD Bluesbreaker circuit does. The reason for that is because it's a tube screamer and it's got that mid-hump, and so no matter what, when the pedal's engaged, that effect is still on top of the signal. So it never quite gets to what the clean sound is. Let's face it, if you get in the tube screamer, you're not getting it to sound clean. You're getting it for that sound. So let's see how the tube screamer does with the tone control. We'll roll it all the way down here. create some volume there when you roll the tone all the way up, right in there, in between about 9 o'clock and when you get, or excuse me, 3 o'clock, and when you get down there to 5, which is the max. So I keep it nice and straight there. Let's roll the gain down some, from max down to about 2 o'clock there. Flip it over to the single coil pickup here. So that's the Yats pedals. I really enjoyed playing around with them. I got to give props to Dennis. This is a fantastic way to get the word out about your pedals, to get some valuable information on how they work in a real world setting. And I really think that they're fantastic pedals, especially this custom OD in particular. I've never been much for tube screamers. This is honestly the first one that I've really enjoyed playing for a significant chunk of time. And it's a solid piece of work, but the custom OD has really grabbed a hold of me. So I hope that you guys got something out of watching this video, and I hope that you'll check out Dennis's TAE pedals.